Business as usual here in the village.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any clues about the missing villager while we were gone, did you?
Someone's gone missing.
Huh? You know, the young guy from Vimara Village. The one that's kind of the whole reason we're here.
Ah, I do apologize, you two. At least right now, I can't seem to recall whatever it...
But how is that? Something's definitely not right. We just talked to Grandpa Amadia about the missing villager. There's no way he could have forgotten all about him just like that. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been erased again? You're right. We should narrow...
Yeah! Scatter! Skyward!
More interesting than fatal misfortune.
Someone's gone missing?
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things about, he's around 20 years old, and you said he was a kind, warm-hearted...
Oh, I know who...
Really?
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. If you're certain that's one, then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him, too.
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just... Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people's memory?
If this person only exists... If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, that could explain why the villagers said he hadn't gone missing. Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukadevada, no one remembers him, because there's been a change in people's memories.
Right! Paimon totally forgot about the ley line disturbances. We're in someone else, just like how you entered your sibling's memory last time. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. It's a memory after... Right. If he's someone who only exists in people's memories, but didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with someone? Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is gonna last? Good idea! That we pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to... Right! That! Could we try to figure out more about him using what we know of his ability? Like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow give him away?
All the memories seem to be set in or near Vimara Village, but I'm still not sure if they're restricted to this location. If time was allowed to pass within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's original recollection. There's a difference between memories that arise from lived experiences and those that are implanted in...
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That must mean time isn't passing! That's the tell of the fake memories! The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to tell that something was off. Like there could be overlap or something. People might start to wonder why they remember doing two different things at the same time of day. That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment in time rather than over...
The color of the sky coincides with the moment in time Dainsleif had memories implanted in. We thought Chief Amadea forgot about them.
Oh, right! That's
Come to think of it, every time we talk, time always passed by really slowly. Even when it...
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely it. Yeah, that...
Skyward! Scatter!
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She just talks like, oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. It's okay if you don't.
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and you'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
Oh, right! This version of a toad...
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find me, so I should see what they need. I'm sorry, Ato.
Another time, huh? Yeah, okay. I'll head back to the village then. Talk to you some other time.
It's nice to see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
Dane's brother, one of the 5 sinners of Conria. The one who stole the power. Dane's brother, born into abject sorrow. He shall now become the loom of fate. The founder of the Abyss Order. The man... No, that doesn't seem right. I need to think about this. You're... Cariberto Alberic.
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. I don't believe I've met you before. Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling's memory. You saw... the me from back then. This is Atosa's memory. I came here to say goodbye to her. But I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come, let's find somewhere else to talk. I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the it's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this, and now, the time has finally arrived. Extreme sorrow and pain, hope and regret coursing through your veins. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become, but despite his intentions for me, I never truly became the Lumen. In truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing but a... As for your question, the Loom of Fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines. In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But, as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, it has the power to weave real ley lines of its own. Once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower-level ability to influence memories. But it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world. Yes, I have the ability to control the Loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as a form of compensation. After all, its existence cost me my life. That. I was wrong to implant those memories. I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world. As if I had a chance at life. Why would I do something so meaningless? But I just couldn't accept it. I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of person I would be. What other people would think of me. Chief Ahmadiyya, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa. What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village. I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my own life, even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. One memory at a time. I know it sounds stupid. After all, any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness, left to mature in an illusory world of even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention. I know. But there's nothing I can do to make them find. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the sudden... I know. Captain Dainsleif. Twilight's sword, you mean? No need to meet up with... Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk the Loom of Fate has already been completed. No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what he was planning. Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he? His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye. He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. A very thorough... That's right, because in his mind, he had given it to you already. Before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist. In the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of the bigger picture. In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and my goal, at least, has been achieved. You remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic. After he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form, to comfort me, my father told me a story. That story managed to dispel my fears. My goal was simple. To use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed to implant a specific memory. In that memory, I would tell them a story. I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the Loom of Fate. But now, the bedtime story?
Looks like I was too late to see Cariberto one last time. Cariberto's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too. Well, how about a conversation? The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. Wouldn't you agree? That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane, I mean. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me. Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. The Loom of Fate, huh? still haven't found a way to utilize it to its full potential. But there's still time before the heavenly principles awaken. Yes, for 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria, there's been no sign of... Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Yes? Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the Heavenly Principles situation. However, the Heavenly Principles will awaken. You could say that. Just look at Cariberto. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Quiet and peaceful. Even as a hilly churl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it. So ask yourself this. Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist? Of course, that's only one example. My feelings about the heavenly... Ether?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that. There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now. There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end. Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together, you told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me. Well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean...
I miss you too, Ether. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes, let alone my own brother.
Huh? What's going on?
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our inability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With Cariberto gone, we won't be able to remember anything that happened here. Everything in space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
You're only telling me this now?
Still so sleep. Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that... Oh, and Dane came by just now? He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were all right and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane for you. Let's think for a second. We were in that memory, and we saw that guy you called... He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember what happened. Wait, really? What is... Well, what happened after that?
there you are. Sleep well.
Bayram, you sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. It didn't feel, so there we were, searching away, when suddenly according to him, one day around dusk, he was passing by this one tree out. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Oh, and we also remembered his name, Cariberto. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner. Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is, and we're all relieved now that we know what happened.
Seems like everyone thinks Cariberto left the village. That's probably for the best. At least they have some sort of explanation now. Paimon wonders how Atosa's doing. Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so...
Skyward! Scatter!
Hey, Atosa, how's it going?
Oh, it's you two. I was part of the search party, so honestly, I just can't believe I forgot something so important. It's funny, but I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. I'm just happy I got to meet him. So... Okay, I'll admit. I'm just putting on a brave face. I was dumped, wasn't I? Otherwise, why would he just leave like that without saying goodbye? You don't need... It's just like Cariberto said. It's the things we And, you know, if he has a heart... Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two.
Well, that should be it, right? Everyone's lives... Oh, right! Weren't you about to tell Paimon what happened? A picture? What?
Now that's what I call treasure.